This is the plaintiff, Lauren McNair. She says she bought a car from the defendant's dealership and was told they'd replace the broken headlight if she bought the car. When she picked the car up, she was informed the headlight was replaced, and 2 minutes after she left the lot, the headlight was still not working. She had to pay someone else to fix the thing and is suing the defendant for the $205.20 it cost her. This is the defendant, Anne-Marie Torres. She says she did indeed fix the driver's side parking light bulb prior to the plaintiff picking up the car. 30 days later, the plaintiff had the driver's side headlight replaced. Now she wants her to pay for it? She's sorry, but bulbs are not under warranty. They fixed the parking light bulb, but the headlight bulb is the plaintiff's responsibility to fix. She's accused of being dim-witted.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff bought a car with a busted headlight from the defendant, and the defendant didn't fix it. But the defendant says she replaced the headlight, but the plaintiff has got to be kidding that she wanted a new bulb. It's the case of you don't see the light.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Lauren McNair, you are suing Wiz Leasing Incorporated, represented here by Anne-Marie Torres. You're the general manager?
Yes.
You have authority to represent by the owner?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you're suing them for the cost of a new headlight because according to you, they had agreed to replace the new headlight. Tell me what's replaced the headlight when they sold you the car. All right, tell me what happened.
December 16th, I went to Wiz Leasing to look for a 2005 Volkswagen Touareg. When I was test driving it with my friend Rich, the light indicator went off, indicating that something needed to be replaced. I talked to the sales representative who said that before I purchased the car, and I have it in the contract, that they would replace the light for me.
But what light?
It doesn't say on the indicator.
So all you
it's
knew
just
was
any light.
that the indicator was going off?
Yeah, it just says that something's wrong and needs to be replaced.
Yeah, but don't you see that whether a headlight works or doesn't work?
It wasn't.
Let me hear from him a second. Why did you bring him along?
He was with me when I purchased the car, and he
but
was
why?
with me when
'Cause
I.
he knows cars?
Yeah, I don't know anything about cars.
I'm a mechanic.
Oh, well then talk to me. What was the deal?
On the dashboard, there is a like a heads-up display.
And it was indicating that what wasn't working.
It actually says that there is a bulb out. It doesn't indicate what bulb, but
But
it'll
can't we
just
tell
say.
with our eyeballs which bulb?
It was during the daytime, so there was.
Can't we?
Well, no. It on the heads-up display, it just says this bulb is out. And when we got back,
What bulb was it?
it doesn't say what bulb.
Right. So instead of visually seeing which bulb was out, we just know a bulb is out.
Right.
Okay. So you agree with them that they're going to fix the bulb that's out? Mm-hmm. Okay. And what happens?
I went in during the morning, and they fixed it, and they gave it back to me at around 5 o'clock.
So when did you actually buy it?
I bought it at 6 p.m. that same day.
After they fixed it?
Yep, after that same day.
Okay, so during that day, they proclaimed to fix it. Mm-hmm. Did they tell you what they fixed?
I talked to the sales representative, who was Jared, who sold me the car, and I said, did you fix whatever bulb was out? And he said, yes, it's a light bulb that needs to be replaced.
Did he say which bulb?
He didn't say which bulb it was.
All right, so then as you drive off, what happens?
The light indicator goes back on, so I called Wiz Leasing to say the light indicator had gone on. Mm-hmm. About like 10 minutes. I have the phone records.
Okay, and then what happens?
But what happened is the light indicator kept going off, so I went in January when it finally told me that it was a headlight that needed to be replaced. And the Volkswagen.
How did it finally tell you that?
It has a message that scrolls on the bottom of it after a while.
Okay, so it did not tell you that on December 16th?
Nope.
It told you that when?
It told me about January 17th because that's when I went into Gene.
Your car was telling you that? Like it gave you a new message in January?
It has a message on it.
And it
the
said headlight.
It said that the light needed to be replaced. The headlight needed to be replaced.
Okay. The actual bulb?
Well, that's what I found out when I went into the Volkswagen dealership. They said that it was the HID bulb. It's a high-intensity bulb that needed to be replaced. So I contacted Wiz Leasing because I wasn't sure what bulb they had replaced. I didn't know at the time what bulb Wiz Leasing had replaced. I wanted to know what the work order said, but I didn't have it with me because it wasn't given to me.
Okay.
So I went in with Rich to ask them, could I see the work order that was done?
So this is after you've already paid Volkswagen. Okay, so what happens?
I went to Wiz Leasing and I talked to Jennifer Rios, who is the service parts manager there, and she said that she would get the work order for me. And when she got back, when she gave it to me, it said that the left headlight had been replaced and the left turn signal.
May I see that?
Yep. I actually have this It's color-coded. It has all of my documents in
Okay,
there.
it's very pretty, and I want to look at it, but I can't. All right.
It's also labeled as well. Work invoice is underneath Section 5.
Okay. So under work orders, on 12/19,
That was what was written in by Jennifer Rios, because when she gave me the work invoice, it didn't have a date on there. It
so
didn't
she
have
just
a VIN number.
decided to write a date?
So she wrote the date down in there, and I told her that that's not when I purchased the car. I purchased the car on the 16th, not the 19th.
And then she said,
She told me that this was the original, well, this was a copy because they could not find the original work invoice done for
okay, but
me.
it was a direct copy, it just was missing a date.
Rich would know more about.
I can explain it if you want. When we'd asked for the original work order, they brought us this one, saying it was the original work order. There was no date on it. It was not signed. It had R&R, the left beam bulb, and front park bulb, and that was basically it. So when I had brought up the fact that there's no date on it, there's no signature, she said, "Oh, okay, well, I'll just write a date on it for you." She brought it into her office, came back with the date written on it. I had then asked to see a blank work order, and when she brought me that, I noticed that the two work orders, the numbers at the top, were only about 3 or 4 numbers apart.
And it was a month later.
2 months, which tells me that either.
But if she was hoodwinking you, why would she bring you the next work order blank for you to see that? Who's she who was hoodwinking you? Come on up. Wait, she raised her hand. That's the worst part.
Okay, so the headlight flames out a month after. She out of luck?
Yeah, she's out of luck. She bought it as is, so she just did her research, maybe had a mechanic with her.
Yeah, but is a month a little unreasonable for something to start going wrong?
Sort of.
Would you give her money? Would you give her the money for the bulb?
Nah, I don't think so.
Anybody give her the money for the bulb?
No.
No,
Why?
because she bought it as is.
And you know that everybody knows what that means, right? Apparently so, going inside the courtroom.
When they had come in to get the copy of the work order, I didn't have the original copy of the actual bulb that was replaced because it was after hours, and she was adamant about, wanting a copy of which bulb it actually was. So I had asked the shop foreman if he remembered, what bulb it was, because after the fact, I didn't have the original. So I was showing them. I mean, I showed them exactly what I did. I wasn't trying to hide anything.
Okay.
So
what did you do? Did you create this on that day?
I just wrote it on that day, yeah.
But where's the actual paperwork?
Then after, which is the next receipt that you'll see in there.
How do you
has
know
a
what she
copy.
put together?
Yeah, it says that we actually found the original, which was in the office, which was locked that night. And so I made her a copy of it, and I mailed her the original one for the actual bulb that we replaced, which was the turn signal bulb.
R&R left front park light bulb. What, is a park light a turn signal?
No, they're separate bulbs. There's
Okay,
two
well then
two
you just said
bulbs.
you fixed the turn signal, and the document you gave me says you fixed the park light bulb. Do you have any proof that they told you ever that they had fixed the right headlight?
Left headlight.
Left headlight, I'm sorry. Do you have that in
When-
writing anywhere?
No,
Do you have that in
when
an email? Do you have
she-
that in a text? Do you have that in your contract for sale? Okay. This is a close one, but it's bothering me. What bothers me is that her light goes back on and why isn't Jared here?
Jared is
The guy she
actually
does
he had
all
a
the
doctor's
talking to.
appointment. Tell you
Huh?
the truth, he had a doctor's appointment for his eyes.
All right, folks, here's what we have. You're angry because you had to pay to fix a headlight. You're saying that's what they were supposed to have done. They make an educated guess or whatever and change 2 of the bulbs that are probably easiest to get to, I don't know. And then the light goes off. Then you drive off. But your headlight's working exactly as you picked it up when you bought it as is. And then finally a month later you're getting this message and you choose to have it fixed correctly at Volkswagen, and that's fine, but that doesn't create a legal obligation on their part because they didn't defraud you about anything. I don't see anywhere where they claimed before you bought it, in order to get you to buy it, that they were changing a high-intensity discharge bulb. I'm not going to make them pay it. The repair's on you. Verdict for the defendant.
Thank you.
Well, let's get some reaction to this verdict here as the plaintiff comes out of the courtroom. What's your thought?
Well, I know that you can't record, like voice record in Connecticut. You have to have consent for both, but Jennifer Rios did say that she fixed the headlight bulb, but because I don't have proof of that, then I couldn't prove it.
He tried his best for you, right? The mechanic over here. But are you mad at him that he didn't get the job done?
Oh, no.
For you? Oh, I'm not trying to start anything. Just asking. All right. Okay, head around the corner this way, okay? And All right, so come on out here and you win your case, your successful defense. What's your feeling on this outcome here?
My feeling on this outcome is Wiz Leasing believes in being accurate and fair with their customers. And that's my outcome. That's how I feel.
All right, to the street. Harvey?
Okay, the judge said the only way to undo this thing, or at least get the money, is by proving a material misrepresentation, something really important that they lied about, and it was not the case here.